In a quiet suburb of Connecticut, a man cleaning out his deceased father's basement found an old cardboard box sealed with duct tape and marked only with the words, "Do not play." Inside was a dust-covered VHS cassette, its label smudged beyond recognition, smelling faintly of mildew. The man, curious and nostalgic, brought the tape upstairs and dug out his father's outdated VCR. The machine clunked to life with a sluggish hum, the static dancing across the old television screen as if something, or someone, was waiting to be seen. The footage began innocently enough, a wide shot of a local park, children playing, a fountain spraying water in the bright summer sun. But the date flickering in the lower corner was what made his stomach drop. It was set nearly 2 decades in the future. He assumed it must have been a glitch or a mislabeled home video, until something impossible happened. The camera panned to a man walking by, and it was unmistakably him, older, grayer, and wearing a jacket he didn't yet own. The older version of himself paused, turned toward the camera, and seemed to make direct eye contact, though the recording was supposedly from years ahead. The older him whispered something inaudible, then continued walking out of frame. Man froze, his mind spinning through logical explanations, deep fake, coincidence, trick of light. But the VHS went on to show scenes that would only later unfold exactly as recorded, each timestamp aligning with a real date when tragedy struck nearby. A news broadcast appeared next, showing an explosion at a local chemical plant that, at the time of viewing, had not yet occurred. 2 months later, it did, identical visuals, same reporter, same background sounds as the VHS had shown. By the third prediction, fear replaced curiosity. The video showed a silver sedan skidding off an icy bridge, plunging into frigid water beneath a frozen river. When the incident later appeared on television, every image matched, down to the torn advertisement on the bridge railing. He showed the tape to a few close friends, but none could explain it. Some suggested editing, premonition, or even government surveillance, yet no traces of tampering were found when analyzed by a local video specialist. The VHS's contents grew darker, as if the line between documentary and nightmare blurred. Children cried in hallways filled with flickering fluorescent lights, unknown faces appeared in mirrors, and mechanical hums filled the silent gaps between scenes. At one point, static overtook the image, only to fade into a dimly lit room, his father's study. Sitting at the desk was his father himself, speaking directly into the camera, warning that time isn't what you think it is. The message was interrupted mid-sentence by a harsh burst of static, followed by a single frame that seemed to show the current date on screen. It changed every time he rewatched it, always matching the exact day and hour. Terrified, he tried copying the footage onto a digital format, but every attempt failed. Files corrupted inexplicably, drives crashed, lights flickered during the process, as though the tape refused to be duplicated. He reached out to a local paranormal researcher, who specialized in temporal anomalies. The researcher visited, cautiously placing electromagnetic sensors around the room before even turning on the VCR. When the tape began to play again, the researcher's instruments spiked wildly. The room temperature dropped by several degrees, and both men noted a strange clicking sound near their ears, similar to static electricity pulsing rhythmically. Halfway through, the power failed throughout the house, leaving only the glow of the television illuminating their pale faces. Yet, the tape kept playing, powered by nothing they could trace. On screen, the footage displayed what looked like their own living room, filmed from the ceiling angle, showing them sitting just as they were now. The VHS had somehow recorded the present moment, from a vantage point that didn't exist. The researcher fled the house, refusing to return or speak publicly about the findings. The man, now entirely alone, began to have recurring dreams of static screens whispering in overlapping voices that sounded eerily like his own. He tried to destroy the VHS, smashing it with a hammer, burning it, drowning it. Each time, the tape appeared intact the next morning, resting neatly beside his television. Police reports later confirmed his growing distress. Neighbors claimed they saw flickers of blue light through his windows at odd hours, even after power to the property had been shut off. Weeks later, the man vanished. His car was found idling at the edge of a wooded road, headlights on, the passenger seat empty, and the VHS sitting quietly on the dashboard. Authorities sent the tape to a forensic lab for analysis, but technicians refused to complete the transfer after the system repeatedly failed and security cameras recorded them speaking unseen names. 1 week after, the lab caught fire from an unknown cause. The only thing recovered from the charred remains was a warped length of magnetic VHS tape, still faintly humming. Rumors spread online of others discovering identical tapes elsewhere, all labeled vaguely, all predicting events that would come true days later. Forums filled with cryptic posts claiming that the footage speaks differently to each viewer. Surviving clip supposedly shows a man pleading into the camera, begging anyone watching to stop playing it before the ending. His screen cuts to black, followed by coordinates pointing to nowhere on any map. Internet myth or digital haunting, no one could prove. Yet, those who analyzed surviving screenshots discovered reflected eyes in the footage belonging not to the subjects on screen, but the viewers themselves. Experts speculated the tapes exploited a psychological illusion, but electromagnetic field readings during playback continued to defy comprehension. It wasn't just a story, something measurable changed in the room. One recovered segment seemed to show the Earth from orbit, with ghostly streaks of white and red lines looping like data streams. Overlaid numbers counted backward from the current year, ending at 1990. That same year, engineers experimented with untested broadcast frequencies capable of recording cosmic background noise. Some believe that's what the VHS captured, signals not from space, but from time itself. The unidentified recordings were rumored to bleed across timelines through analog interference, where obsolete devices acted as bridges, caught between energy waves modern technology ignores. Even now, reports persist of unmarked VHS cassettes turning up at thrift stores and estate sales. Each shows a different future, a different fate, tailored to the viewer, as if it knows precisely who's watching. Archivists advise anyone who finds one to never insert it into a player. They claim the final frame of every tape reveals a name spelled backward, and that name belongs to the person holding the remote. Every attempt to publish verified footage ends with unexplained technical failures, corrupted servers, or missing data. It's as though the timeline itself is redacting any evidence of what it doesn't want remembered. At night, if your screen flickers unexpectedly, take a longer look at the reflection in the glass. Because if you ever see yourself, looking back from a place that hasn't happened yet, you might already be on the next tape. And somewhere, deep within some forgotten archive or cluttered attic, another VHS is waiting to be found, still humming softly, still recording, still predicting what comes next.